Hello friends, you may be frustrated if you clicked on this video. So let me give you some free fish before I teach you how to fish on the DHX2. So I'm 100 kilograms, 220 pounds. Every adjuster is set in the middle and the performance of this shock is pretty darn good. Just pretend like the shock is off the bike. So we need to pick a spring, and let me show you the best way, the easiest way to find the right spring. This is tftune.com and this is a spring calculator. So basically just put your weight in, 220 pounds, 60 millimeter stroke, 160 travel. Here's an important step right here. This is specific advice for the DHX2. So I have 500, 550, 600 pound spring. I personally think it's better to be a little bit overspringed or 28% sag for the firm side on the DHX2 because it's a very linear coil shock. I find this the most convenient way to measure the sag. So push the bump stop up. What I just showed you is called static sag. That's basically sitting here in the garage. I personally don't take it very seriously. The other kind of sag is more important. It's called dynamic sag. And that's basically, how does it feel when you're riding it? You need to be able to identify overspring and underspring and adjust as necessary. So I'm giving you specific advice here. I've run a 500, a 550, and a 600 pound spring on this one. And I find the 600 pound spring to be the best. So you want to be right at the amount. There's many shocks out there like the Tygon and EXT that really need to be underspring to get the right performance out of them. The DHX2 is kind of more a traditional shock. So the DHX2 has all these clicks. It's pretty important to know how many clicks you have, but what's more important is to know the range of your shock. So I can just tell you the DHX2 has a massive range in rebound. It can go super fast and super slow. When it comes to the compression on the DHX2, it only has like a medium range, so full lock compression doesn't really make it that firm. But the DHX2 and the X2 both have this firm lever, so if you include the firm lever in the range, you can ride on the firm lever. I honestly prefer the X2 with the firm lever on. It also has a massive range in compression. If you run Fox suspension with the rebound too slow, it will feel fucking awful. It'll feel like you're locked out compression. That's because the rebound range is so big on the DHX2 and Fox shocks. Middle compression and rebound. So as I just showed you, with the rebound too slow, the shock is basically like a hardtail. So I made this up on my own. I'm uneducated. You don't have to watch my video. So I'm coming up with this new theory. And it's basically like a clutch on a car. If you have a clutch on a car, you have a master cylinder and a slave cylinder. The slave serves the master. The rebound is the master adjustment, and we need to get it as fast as possible by any means. Adding compression, lowering spring rate, lowering IFP pressure. Anything we can do to get the rebound faster, it will ride better. I personally think setting suspension up on blue, smooth flow trails is the absolute best. The one thing you need to do is get the shock into the travel, deep into the travel. No matter what kind of trail it is, rocky, rooty, smooth, it needs to get basically to the bottom out point. And the nice little short section of trail, and I'm gonna show you how I do it, and the shock's gonna be riding like 10 times better and be safe. A nice little huck to flat will tell you how your system suspension is working. Like, does the fork clank? If it does clank, you need to stop, get tokens, add air pressure, get the fork at least mediocre before starting on the shock. So the shock is pretty acceptable because I have that 600 pound heavy duty spring on it. The section of trail I'm going to do all the testing on is basically this jump and a couple high-speed jumps down there. And what this jump line does, it's pretty mediocre. It makes high-speed movements in the suspension, and you only want to make adjustments when they're on the high-speed movements. I call this the rule of thirds. We only get 3 tries to get a better setup before we have to return to our baseline middle of the road compression adjusters. So our baseline is everything in the middle, basically this chart, and run 1 will be a couple clicks faster on the high and low speed rebound only. So 1, 2, 1. You don't want to be here all day, so we started off in the middle, moved it 2 clicks faster, and it felt good. So run 2, I'm gonna move the rebound even faster. So we're gonna go 3 clicks, 2 clicks, 13 low speed rebound. This is run 2. Okay, so that was our base setting for all the filming I did on this bike. Run 1 with a faster rebound felt good. Faster rebound felt better. But remember, you want to ride your bike, not play with bracketing all day. So on our third adjustment, we're going to we're going to go to full fast rebound. Full fast, full fast. So I'm just going to deduce that I need a little bit extra compression. So we go back to our click chart, and we have 10 clicks, so we're at 5. So we're going to add 2 high speeds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically just split the difference. So this is the advanced easy setup. So by going for the fastest rebound, I'm deducing that I need extra compression to slow the rebound down. By adding compression and speeding the rebound up, the performance will be better than slowing the rebound down. So in order to make this fast and not frustrating, we only adjust high and low speed compression and rebound together and set the adjustment on a high speed section. So in 3 runs, 1, 2, 3, we reached full fast rebound. That is the best that coil shock has ever felt. 12 clicks of low speed. So I just made the compression adjust at the end because I only want to do this 3 times. So now I'm going to strap the camera up and you can see the shock through the faster jump lines. And remember, I weigh 220 pounds with a full fast rebound. The main first jump is what I'm setting most of this off. Because I added that compression in, basically the shock is in control even with the rebound and the fastest speed. It's definitely good to take it on a verification ride on some unfamiliar terrain. With a stupid fast rebound, your bike will basically float across those rocky, gnarly sections of trails. You will 100% blow your mind from your blue flow trail setup. Okay, bridge debrief, black tech trail, full fast rebound on that damn shock. Oh, that was amazing. Truly amazing. This is one of the best e-bikes ever. And definitely the worst motor ever. But we're talking about shocks here. Blue flow trails. The rebound was a touch too fast. So instead of moving the rebound slower, we're gonna go firm compression just because I don't have to get a tool out. For the remainder of that trail, I put the climb switch on and it was too much compression. So it's a very fine balancing act to get the proper poppy fun performance out of the DHX2. But if you get it right, pretty darn good. So click this video here to go back in time to the X2 times.